Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to this, your Sagittarius, March 2025 reading and forecast. Hi, I'm Nigel Saint James, Clairvoyant. Well, we've got a great deck this month. I think it's called Star or something. I always throw away the boxes of things. It was given to me. I find that for me, it might be a personal thing. For me, tarot decks work better when someone has gifted it to me than if I get one myself. That's probably just me, though. And but this has got some excellent imagery in it. One or two things I might point out with a pen. You'll see things in it yourself. I won't point out everything because we'll be here all day or all night, as the case may be. And you'll see the stuff that's going on. Now, of course, I provide clairvoyant readings to people, maybe you, from anywhere in the world, over FaceTime and Skype, and they go for about an hour and a half. The details are in the description if you're curious. I charge for those, I've got some expenses. But there's another thing which I do provide, and I provide it for free, and it's the spiritual gift of healing. It was given to me at birth, and I've been using it for over 4 decades now. Now, the gift is for free because I am to get nothing in return for it. So nothing will be sold to you, nothing will be recommended, you won't have any obligation, you won't get bombarded with any emails or anything like that, I can assure you. And hundreds of people have taken advantage of it over this channel. And as I say, it's I have to do it. It's a spiritual duty, and I can't get anything in return for it. So, if it speaks, and I'm happy to do it because I'm supposed to be doing it. Nothing special about me. It's just like when I was born, and say, right, that one, and it comes through me and not from me. You get the drift. You would understand that. Now, the fact is, as I say, that hundreds of people have taken advantage of it. So if it does speak to you, just give me an email and we'll set up a time that's convenient to you. It takes about 45 minutes. Now, hundreds of people have used it through this channel, and I happily do it. I do people every day, and I set time aside each day to do the healings, which people are delighted with. Now, there are no video advertisements breaking their way into this content, so you get to enjoy the reading without any interruption. So show me the magic and see what's here. There is the Knight of Pentacles. This is the King of Swords. A couple of people there straight up. They can of course be, there's the Emperor. Of course, those court cards, knights can be either gender, but we'll get to that in a second, and 2 of Wands. What's on the top? There is the Tower. Gee, it looks like a volcano. Excellent. Right. Why don't you come and sit down here next to me? I'll bring the camera around so everybody else can see, and you and I will have a look at the interesting depictions are on here. I might use a pen to point out 1 or 2 things. I mentioned that, but you'll see the things that are in the rest. And the cosmic energies will swirl while we sit together, and I'll do the reading for you. Fascinating, fascinating. Let's have a look at this. Oh, this has caught my attention straight up for you. I think it's going to be great for you this month. Let's have a look here. This Tower card. Now, a lot of people are afraid of the Tower. I actually think it's good for you. Let's have a look what's going on here. Well, it looks like a volcano, doesn't it? This is the Spirit of God coming all the way down through it. This volcano is erupting, and there are people, the spirits of false belief, fleeing or being hurled away from it. This comet in the sky here is showing good luck, success, and fortune for you. This is the ever-present eye of the divine, and this is representing, I think, peace and healing for you. Actually, this is probably, I think, the greatest healing card in the deck, really, of tarot, and it's certain when it's well placed, and it is well placed here with these other energies. So it's a good thing. Now, what is it saying? That, well, first, all these red colors here represent the planet of Mars, and Mars is coming into your life here. It's coming into a situation, the warrior planet here in full attack mode, coming into strike with the lightning this tower that's there. Now, this is indicating, I think, some far-reaching inner transformation for you. You basically going through a period of renewal, definitely of healing, and the old is being destroyed to make room for the new in your life, and there's a lot of self-knowledge. In a sense, there is a great release for you. You become aware of something, and there's also the breaking down of old forms and patterns of thought or behavior that really just no longer serve you. I think might also represent a time here for you where it's something of this month could well be like a calm after the storm. Now, the power of the consuming, purifying fire of this volcano destroys the old and sweeps it away. Nothing will be spared. Anything that you attempt to cling to, well, it's going to be destroyed by this transforming power. Now, the apparent securities that you had of people or situations in the past might begin to waver a bit, and all that remains is trust. The knowledge that all events in your life arise from the endless love of the universe and brings you the possibility for learning and recognition. Do you see? Everything always comes to you at just the right time, doesn't it? You are blessed. Do you know, on the zodiac wheel, if you start with Aries at 1, Sagittarius is at 9, that is the house of God, you might be interested to know. Very, very high healing here. This is really the personification of the restorer, the healer, the renovator, and the strong healing here, and really you'll find that you have unusual capacities for regenerating yourself and restoring yourself. You'll have the ability to overcome health issues. I think there will be within you a deep need to constantly get rid of what is unnatural or false, and which isn't true to yourself. You'll be very good with the structure of ideas at this time, and I think you'll be very good with, on a personal level, of fashion, hair, makeup, accessories, all that sort of things. There is a very fine mind of yours is coming to the fore at this time. You'll have a great analytical ability, which will allow you to get to the heart of a matter. Now, it may well also be a time, I think, where there's some turmoil as you try to understand how you could have been so mistaken about a situation or a person which you now have to come to terms with. I mean, I'm not saying that this is you necessarily, but when the phone doesn't ring, it has a sound, and it is the sound of disappearance. The other thing is this, to be aware of, it may not necessarily apply to you, but it might be for someone that you know during this period as well, that, do you know, some things just happen? You see, volcanoes sometimes just happen. Earthquakes just happen. Tornadoes just happen. But his tongue does not just happen to fall into another woman's mouth, if you understand what I mean. Now, there may well be issues to do with relationships, and in particular, but it's good for you. Certainly if you're in a situation where somebody, when you offer love and support to somebody and all that you get back is dismissal
or sarcasm, then now is the time to give that relationship back to God, so that you and the other person can get on with whatever it is that you need to be doing in part of your soul purpose. The other thing is that this is saying that this is not a time when you need to be oppressed by somebody in a relationship. We become almost like a slave or an accessory to them. You see, you are particularly in the case if you're a woman, you see, you are a daughter of God, and the divine did not create you to become a slave or an accessory. Humans do that. In the workplace, you were not designed to become a slave. Humans do that. So these are things that you will be thinking about. And there will be perhaps the point come to where any woman who has the understanding of her true worth gets to the situation where in a relationship with someone that she's had enough, she walks away, she packs her suitcases full of pride and takes the next jet out to the Valley of Change. But there is nevertheless, both for men and for women, good success in romance, loving relationships, fulfilling love relationships around here for you. This is the key to this. This is talking about a bright, bright, bright future for you. You see, you don't even know sometimes what's going on in the background, and everything happens, as I say, for you for a purpose. Are you ready to look at yourself and your life with new eyes? And sometimes I think you need to ask yourself, who I think I am is a belief to be undone, and I have the ability to heal and to restore myself at all times. And I am not inside of my body. My body is inside of me, and everything that happens in my life, it always happens for the best. Now, here is Mars again. Mars is actually very friendly to you as Sagittarius, and there's Mars here as well. So this is a very powerful and dynamic month for you. Here is the Sun. Again, good for you. These two wands, a zodiac thing going on there. This is Mars in the first decan of Aries, the 21st of March, the 30th of March. This is really good because Mars here is in its own sign, Mars in Aries. And there's a number 2 down here as well, which I like because this talks about balance. Now, I think that you will, with Mars in Aries, have a sort of a warlike energy. You'll be something of a dynamic pioneer. You'll be mastering a situation. You could be dominating a situation or another person. I do know one thing, and that is that you are not going to be satisfied with your life as it is now, and you're going to start focusing your intent. Now, the planet Mars, which is the bearer of dynamic and active power for you in its own sign, will turn you into a sort of an explorer, a discoverer, a traveler, constantly seeking new ways and methods to advance yourself. It's going to take you in different directions here, as is indicated by these two things going in different directions here. There is a command about you now. This energy here is also demanding that your energies are collected and concentrated to provide the courage necessary to embark on new paths. Now, whatever drastic changes may occur along the way, you will not be thrown off balance. So I see that you will definitely have the desire to move in new directions if you want, which is the Aries aspect, from a place of balance, which is the 2 of the numerology, with the confidence and the aggression of Mars. This is a time when you are going to be using your willpower to break through stagnant situations and just get rid of long-standing blocks. This is a time to act, and act on instinct and what you believe to be right without over-analyzing things. Great powers of leadership ability here are building up, but they're also replicated by this. I see you're actually going to be overcome with fierceness, courage. You'll be generous and proud. You may have with you a sense of a desire to take revenge on someone. I don't make any moral judgment on that, but definitely your will is beginning to rebel and push against the fence posts and the fence which has been keeping you in where you are. You are breaking through it now, come hell or high water. So, which tasks and situations are a challenge for you? This is the time to organize them and know and say to yourself that I always find the strength I need within my being. And more Mars and more Aries. What a dynamic month for you. The good thing about Aries, of course, is it's one of your sister fire signs. Here we see the Emperor. Now, there's this, the sun and the moon up at the top here are forming like a yin-yang sort of a symbol, aren't they? Two horses here, the white for masculine activity and the black for feminine intuition and receptivity. So this, otherwise, male energy is being applied to the benefit of men and women. A couple of lion cubs going around. This is the usual sort of a thing that one might get in nature, I suppose. Well, look, here again, this is reminding you that you are actually becoming this discoverer of new grounds. There's an adventurousness, there's a new beginning here, parenthood, authority. In fact, I think you might be primarily concerned with power and control over other people, or maybe over yourself. You will be seen as being a natural leader and organizer, and you'll have great power and excellent judgment. And that judgment is a result of your life experiences because, gee, you've lived a life, haven't you? But this is talking about success also, but it's a success that comes about as a result of discipline and application of your talents in a rational way. So that mind of yours is saying, I am determined. In a sense, these plans that you're developing here are now being put into process. This is giving the direction of what you are formulating here and saying, right, I'm now creating order, establishment. You're going to be very ambitious and probably taking a firm stand with yourself and with others. And just as this volcano was giving us the hint, really, this is definitely saying that you could well be quite fiery, volatile, and maybe even aggressive, but that's okay. Go ahead and be aggressive. This is a really good moment for change or a new beginning, so trust your energy and move with it. There could be some people who, because you might be very focused, who find you difficult to get to know. Now, this is also asking yourself, probably following this thing, what changing up, what revitalization does your life need? And are there steps that you would like to take towards this? Now, examine yourself critically, especially in regard to relations that you have with people who are above and below you on the food chain, if you understand what I mean. But say to yourself, I enjoy starting projects. I value and honor my leadership ability. I am a responsible person. I trust my power. I rule by serving, and I serve by ruling. And you turn into, as a result also, you continue here this just massive strides forward with success. I've got to say, now here is the king. Well, nothing particularly jumping out esoterically for me there. But this is saying that you are going to be very goal-oriented and ambitious, which is not surprising, seeing that we've just looked at that emperor. But you're going to be dealing with things with passion here. You will know where you're heading, and you will not rest until you arrive at your destination. You will have remarkable powers of concentration, and thoughts and ideas are going to come to you with lightning speed. And in fact, you are going to be the genius of imaginative and flexible thinking, which you will use to achieve your goals. You'll be very active, clever, skillful. Now, you will be very, not surprisingly again with this, very fierce, but you might sometimes be quite impulsive, so just be aware of that. Sometimes you might have the desire which, and very often with so much of this airy stuff around here, sometimes you can have the impulse to fire and then aim. Do you know what I mean? Whereas, or to just have one arrow in your quiver and let it go, but it can't adapt. So have a plan B that's there and have backup for yourself. Now I am looking at these little, let me just show you, these little birds that have just caught my eye flying through the air because he's in the air suit. These, I think, they really are talking about your body, mind, and spirit are in harmony, and they are flying along with you. I can see you having a clear insight into a problem, either a person or what have you, and you're going to set goals. You're not going to let anything get in the way. This could well be something of a restless period altogether with these new directions and things that you're going to. But this is also a time to listen to your head. You know, kings and emperors, they rule by using their head rather than their heart. And this is talk about a restlessness, I think, in all aspects of things. Maybe you want to break free from things that you're doing in the workplace, but definitely this is a good position now for you to make plans, to set goals, and to make them happen. But do you know what your goal is? You see, if you ask someone, what do you want? They'd never be able to tell you specifically. Don't be that person. What happens once you achieve it? Imagine how you will best be able to enjoy your success and say to yourself, I know my goal and I know what I am working towards, and each goal is just a milestone on the way to my ultimate destination. Now this other knight, that's a king, that's a knight. Let's have a look at him. I'm getting a lot of Taurus and Aries around here. You'll be very energetic, capable at managing things, unshakable. This could also refer to somebody else, you know, in your life, and this could be either a male or a female. And this person would seem to you to be quite capable and getting about and persevering. They're sort of competent and ingenious, but they're cautious. They are trustworthy, I suppose, and they're able to adapt to circumstances and turn them to their advantage with a slow, steady, well thought out plan. But sometimes you might think that this person is almost entirely lacking in emotions. They don't make any any effort at all to understand any new ideas which conflict with their own view of the world, and they are inclined to be very resentful of spirituality. Someone that's slow to anger, but if their button is pushed, then they will go berserk. Now, for you, this is definitely a time when you are taking responsibility for your life and being focused. You could be quite good at sport or athletic types of activities or swimming. You've been putting a lot of effort into practical things. This is a time in your life when you are, as I say, goal-oriented and want to sort out the material side of your life. Things like your health, work, those things that are attachable, are tangible to you. Now, this is also saying that this is a time to take action. Act, act, act. If you do, important experiences will result. And say this to yourself: I am finding activities and work that fulfill and satisfy me. Well, what a very interesting set of cards for you. Made so much better for you being here.
Extremely interesting artwork, wouldn't you say? Beautiful, I think. Now, unless I see you in the meantime, either for a clairvoyant reading or for healing, then I'll see you here again next month. Until then, though, remember one thing, and it is this, that you are a legend. And I look forward to seeing you again next month. And until then, it's bye for now.